Day 2 of Chicago Bears minicamp is in the books, and we said it was going to happen. The offense is starting to look better. We're going to talk about it all and more right after this.
You are now tuned in to Chicago Bears Central, your number one place for all Chicago Bears news and content.
What's going on, Bears fans? Welcome to another episode of Chicago Bears Central, your number one spot for everything Chicago Bears related. We got Bobby, myself, Haize, in the building today. C-Dub's out on old man PTO. We'll holler at him a little bit later. But Bobby, day 2 of training camp has happened. It's went down. A lot of good things coming out of here, including Ruben Hippolyte actually looking pretty damn good. We'll talk about that. I want to get into that. But just because I know it's what people are talking about, they've been talking a lot of bad. Caleb Williams had what was called a bounce back day today. Clay Harbor said that he had a very nice practice. He had some big throws and got to use his legs during the move the ball period, and he scrambled for some first downs. There was nice growth from day 1 to day 2. And, also, his biggest success came in the 2-minute drill, which really shouldn't be any surprise there because Caleb Williams had some good fourth-quarter drives last season. But how you feeling about Caleb Williams having a much better day today?
I love to see it. And I also would love to see that Ben Johnson was on his ass when he was late on the throw. Yeah, we want to see you take those steps forward, but we know this offense can be deadly if Caleb Williams is on time, and that'd be great for him. That'd be surgical for the Chicago Bears offense. But again, it's a process, but it's good to see that them guys, pick themselves off the ground after not having a great day yesterday and then pick it up today and, take a step forward. And you just want to see that you want to see these guys to continue to build on that. So I love to hear it. Good job from the squad. And let's keep growing and building this so we can have that continuity.
Absolutely. Now, we got a lot to talk about with the offense, but let's talk about it. Kyle Monangai had what Clay Harbor called an excellent day. Said he caught the football. He made some nice plays. He killed it also in the 2-minute drill when it came down to it as well. He caught a touchdown pass from Caleb Williams to cap off a 94-yard drive when it came down to it. Direct quote, very impressive for a rookie, and he got some juice. How you feeling about that, Bobby?
We already love it. Man, look, we wanted these guys to come in and compete. And, the guy, I pretty much was like, look, I haven't seen much of this guy. He was selected in the 7th round, but it was crazy to hear. And, after looking at him and seeing the stats match up to the film, that he was the leading rusher in the Big Ten. So I'm like, hey, that has to say something. And being selected as a 7th round, in the 7th round, that should mean something for him in his young career, and he should come in with a chip on his shoulder because the Chicago Bears, they opening up the depth charts, and he got to go out there and take advantage of every opportunity that's right in front of him. I love to hear it. I'm excited to see it. I definitely want to see it in some game action, but it's good that he, impressing his coaches early on. I think right now when you're trying to build something for the season, all those good things that you need to place right there leading into training camps, it starts right now. So good job for the young fella and keep it up.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta keep doing this thing, and being under Eric Bieniemy is an important part of the game as well. I think that's going to be, if he's ready, if he gets any snaps. I'm not saying he's going to pass with DeAndre Swift or even Roschon Johnson for that matter, but I do think that he's going to make a case for himself to get some snaps early in his rookie year, and I think that's really what you want to see. If you can do that as a 7th round pick, that to me says a lot about the depth and the talent that we have there.
Yeah, and then that goes credit to the scouting department and your play evaluations. That means you're doing your damn homework. And that's how we wanted to see from the Chicago Bears, because as guys start to age within his team and contracts start to get pushed out a little bit more, it's going to be a lot harder to sign guys and keep guys. So you want to, be able to establish yourself to have a good scouting department and have the guys that's necessary in place to have good player evaluation. And it's a good thing to see, or at least hear about right now momentarily, since we kind of missed out on the 2 guys that we thought we was going to get out of Ohio State, and Quinshawn Judkins or potentially Travion Henderson. So let's see what this young guy could do. But it seemed like Eric Bieniemy is coaching the hell out of this running back group, and I love it. I told C-Dub, that you as a running back, you got to talk to us different, bro, because we got too much shit to prove on the football field, especially with the current state of running backs in the NFL.
That's a fact. That's a fact. But yeah, I love the point that you made about Eric Bieniemy. I do think that he's going to be a big part of why this running back room could be a lot better than people are giving him credit. A lot of people talking about our running back room as if it's terrible. I'm not saying it's going to be one of the top units in the league or anything like that, but I am saying, like, give them a chance. This can still be a pretty solid running back room throughout, and coaching is going to be a big part of that. The line is going to be a big part of that as well, and I think the versatility that we're shaped up to have on offense is going to make us dangerous in all facets of the game, so just keep a lookout for that. But you got to have a good offensive line to have a good running game. And Ozzie Trapillo had what they called a very nice practice and looks uncommon for a rookie. Bobby, yesterday you said it. This was around the time Braxton Jones started separating himself in his rookie year to become a starter in year one. Sounds like Ozzie Trapillo may be on that same path as far as positioning himself to get that starting left tackle position.
Hey, that's two in the last week. That's 2 times a good reviews on Ozzie and an up and down review on Karan. So I'm just saying, right now you got to stack these practices up. And you know what I said, a lot of people, they was like, hey, we don't know about this young kid. But again, credit to the coaching staff, credit to the scouting department to go out there and get guys that fit the system, fit the scheme, and that's going to go out there compete. And look, Braxton Jones, he may very well come back and put on a show, but right now, he ain't there. He probably present, but he's not on the field. So right now, these young guys and Karan and Ozzie, they got every opportunity to go out there and, you know what I'm saying, grab some eyes and be able to have their name mentioned in some tough discussions about the state of that left tackle position. Because if this young fella is what we believe he can be from all the things that we've been hearing, as being one of those most ready offensive linemen coming out of this draft, as some people reported, hey, we want to see it on the film, and to hell with how people feel. We want the best product on the field.
Yeah, that is what we want, is the best product on the field overall. And and I love that this left tackle battle, everybody's going to get a shot. Braxton's still out. He's not fully 100% healthy yet. He's still going to get a shot too. And I fully believe that the best man is going to win this job. It's not going to come down just to the guy they drafted over a guy that this coaching staff didn't draft. It's going to come down to who's bringing it the most. And it's good to hear that Ozzie Trapillo is ahead of schedule, because even if he doesn't win the starting position, that means the depth that we're going to have then there at left tackle is really good. And that's what I like. Like, either way, you're in a win-win. You're in a win-win either way. I know a lot of people have their thing out for Braxton Jones. They don't want to see him be the starter. And I understand it. He didn't do himself any favors. But I'm trusting this coaching staff. But throughout this battle, even the fact that Kieran Amagaje looked good with the starters too, it just tells me there's more depth here than I think a lot of what we thought coming into this initial battle.
I agree with that. I think we're going to be able to tell more once the pads come on. And I think that, hey, whoever can live up to Ben Johnson's expectations in pass pro, they're going to get the damn job. And if they could do it consistently, that's the guy that's going to get the job. We've seen Braxton Jones be able to hold the block, but he's moving backwards before he's able to stonewall somebody. And I don't necessarily know if Ben Johnson is going to be happy with that type of performance if Braxton Jones doesn't take that step up with being consistently good as a left tackle. So again, all these guys got their opportunity to go ahead and take the spot, but I'm very, very excited for the 2 young players in Karan as well. He's going to have his up and downs. Maybe Ozzie may have his ups and downs, but it's about the depth at the end of the day, because I don't necessarily believe, at least right now, just predicting early on, that we'll be seeing Braxton Jones for the foreseeable future, in my personal opinion.
Yeah, it seems like Braxton is not close to getting back, maybe in the way that they initially thought or had hoped he was going to be able to make his return. Because I could have sworn, and I might be tripping on this one, that they thought that he'd be ready by minicamp, but maybe we'll see what happens when it comes down to that. But I think that just the evaluation period, it seems like they're getting exactly what they want. Dan Rouchard is one of the best offensive line coaches that you can get in the game of football. So if he feels confident in these guys, that's there. We'll see what Ozzie Trapillo does. But another guy, Ruben Hippolyte, bruh, solid in cover. The thing with Hippolyte that you look at his speed and quickness and stuff like that, and you looked at how that could help break up backfields, right? Like gets there on blitzes and things like that. if the dude was going to be good in one-on-one coverage, as he had some really good one-on-one reps against Cole Kmet today, if that's what he's going to bring too, hey, listen, this linebacking core is going to be solid from top to bottom if Ruben Hippolyte's that far in advance. Seems like Clay Harbor said his speed and athleticism on the field was very noticeable. How you feeling about Ruben?
I love it, man, because when you put linebackers out there, typically offensive coordinators, they look at their chops just at a linebacker lining up against a tight end. And a lot of the times, depending on who the team is, they be like, oh, shit, y'all got a linebacker on my tight end. Let's get it. We finna eat. You know what I'm saying? Then you see those tight ends kind of have a great day or something like that. But if this guy, if he can come in and put the work in and show his athleticism and still be disciplined within that coverage, that's an absolute weapon that you could use in certain down or certain coverages that you want to put out there on the defense. And that's just better for the Chicago Bears, especially if you want to start adding pressure to it, because we know the guy has speed, but if he can go out there and become a presence as a blitzer, and then teams have to worry about him, but then suddenly he faked that blitz and drop back in coverage and still be disciplined, that adds to the versatility and the tools that this defense could carry on into the season.
Yeah, and that's what Dennis Allen wants under this. That's exactly what you described is exactly how he's trying to keep offenses on their heels, is that when you try to get what they're going to do by the personnel, you can't, because they're going to try to use a lot of personnel in different areas, have them lined up in a lot of different looks. And that's going to be a weapon if Ruben Hippolyte can be good in coverage. And we still know that they're going to take looks at Daniel Hardy in coverage and things like that as well. But, like, if you can put it in a situation where you look at any formation and you're like, hell, they could be blitzing us. They could be bringing a corner against us. They could be dropping back in coverage. We don't know what the hell Jalen Johnson is. He in zone? Is he in man? That's going to be something that offensive coordinators are going to have a lot of trouble with if the Bears can execute what Dennis Allen is trying to do out there.
I'm trying to tell you, bro, because I think Dennis Allen, when he goes out there with his defense, he's running the most man coverage. And the way that you are successful, you are able to successfully run man coverage and be able to get opportunities for your defensive backs is if those guys up front, when you send in pressure, can be able to put pressure and speed up the clock of the quarterbacks. Because if you're able to speed up the clock for most of these quarterbacks, that's when the mistakes happen. You don't want a quarterback just be sitting up in the backfield ordering dominoes and, you know what I'm saying, doing whatever they trying to do and then gashing your team on 3rd and 10. So, yeah, the guys got to be ready to go for sure.
Yeah, and if they're not ready, the Bears can't really afford a slow start. The start of the schedule is so tough for the Bears. You cannot afford a slow start this season because you may never gain that momentum back. I know we got the bye week in week 5. That'll be time to kind of to gather yourself, but you don't want to head into a bye week out of a stumble in the beginning of the season. I don't think that.
Yeah, you definitely want to start the season off hot. And I think that they very well can, man. I think they got some opportunities to take advantage of, some of the teams that they're going to be facing early on, like the Vikings, the Lions, and the Raiders are up there before the bye week. You could definitely take advantage of some of those matchups. And the good thing is that when you do enter that bye week, now you get to look at some things that you've done early on in the season and now prepare for the hard challenges of the rest of that schedule, because it won't be no more breaks.
Yeah, ain't gonna be very many breaks for us this season as a whole, bro. Like this schedule is fucking brutal, bro. Every time I go back and look at it, I'm like, man, this is about to be a tough schedule. If we make the playoffs coming out of this schedule, we gonna be one of the most toughened teams in the league, bro. Because this schedule ain't no bitch, bro. I don't know what else to say,
bro. You got road games going against a lot of these AFC North teams within your own division, and then some other ones here and there. I think they got the Eagles on the schedule this year, right? Yeah, so you're gonna match up against some teams on the road, and I honestly like it. I don't think guys need to be that damn comfortable. I think guys should be uncomfortable, like Ben Johnson said, because if we able to win some of these games at a decent percentage on the road, that makes better action if you are able to get into the playoffs for sure.
That's a fact. I want to get into this quote before we get out of here from DeAndre Swift. He said this: "Whenever the opportunity presents itself, just make the most of it. Whatever I got to do, I'll block for DJ to get the ball, for Cole to get the ball, just team success. Whatever the play call is, just execute, do your job. The ball will find you. It's a good thing. It's a good thing, to be honest with you. It's a long season too. We want to win. At the end of the day, we want to stack wins. Whoever goes off one game, it can change week after week. So I don't look at it like that. The ball will find you if you do your job." that's big for DeAndre Swift, especially him saying blocking. I'm gonna hold you to that motherfucker because some of them blocking situations last year, DeAndre Swift, you was looking like Karl Anthony Towns in the fourth quarter defense on some of those opportunities. I'm just saying, bro. There are times when DeAndre Swift was like, "Oh, you want me to block the linebacker? I didn't know that."
Right, like come on, bro. But I love the quote, man. I love the quote coming out of that. I think a lot of guys right now is talking about sacrifice. I know DJ Moore in his press conference yesterday, they asked, man, how you been carrying yourself with not having so much success around the NFL? And that's a tough thing to handle, man. You say you got to dig deep and all this other stuff that you normally expect them to say. But I think that's a real thing. Same thing could go for guys like Jalen Johnson. That's why he blew up on Matt Eberflus, because we tired of this. We tired of this. As Chicago Bears Central, we tired of this. We want to go out there, and these guys got to get uncomfortable. You got to get comfortable with being uncomfortable, because what was done in the past, that shit wasn't working. So I'm glad that Ben Johnson is coming in with some intensity, and I think you said a great thing, bro. We don't know if the culture is changing until you start winning fucking football games. We can hear all the we've been hearing for 3 off seasons on great quotes, great acronyms, all that stuff. But none of it matters until you win football games. That's what's going to be the determining factor for this team. And that's exactly what we see. And last point, Haize, if I'm Cat, Gilbert Arenas, you got to see me. Man,
bro.
What? He went crazy.
If I'm Cat, Gilbert Arenas, I gotta remind Gilbert Arenas I'm from Chicago, real quick, bro. Like real. You know, like sometimes you're like y'all even have that now. I'm almost a 40-year-old man. Every once in a while, I gotta remind people who the fuck I am, bro. Like just every once in a while, right? Like Karl Anthony Towns. Like, bro, you gotta give some work to Gilbert Arenas. You can't allow that to happen, bro. Not Gil.
Hey, he pretty much called Karl Anthony Towns an odd body bitch.
You bad built center ass bitch. That's basically what he said, bro.
Bro, SpongeBob looking ass bitch. Yeah, I got. Hey, I got. Yeah, you gonna have to see me. Okay, it's on site. I take the game suspension. I take the charge. You got, bro. You going too reckless. You going too crazy.
It's the off season now. I gotta find you before the season starts. I'm a normal civilian right now. I'm about to see you.
Cause what? Yeah, he was going too crazy. I'm like, whoa. First, I thought it was. I ain't gonna lie. I thought it was a fake clip, and then I'm like, oh shit, this real. This real.
Like, you know what? The problem with Gilbert Arenas is Gil been hanging around people who are just podcasters and forgetting. You're still these motherfuckers peers that actually you're not Low. Low ain't never played basketball. Low don't even run. You got like you're a former athlete. We got to see you, bro. Like I'm just saying.
For real, we definitely got to see you. That is crazy, man. That's crazy, but
yeah, this is a good question before we get out of here. Dion says, how y'all feel about Tyler Scott? Think he getting cut? Hey, listen, the fact that we've heard more about Devin Duvernay, we even heard some about the undrafted rookie JP Richardson today. We ain't heard shit about Tyler. It's not last year where he got the best chemistry with Caleb Williams. Is Tyler Scott even in the building, bro? Like I ain't seen a picture of Tyler Scott. I'm not saying he gonna get cut, but I'm saying that do not be surprised if Tyler Scott ain't in the rotation at all.
Yeah, if he's on the team, it's because Coach Hightower vouched for him to be a special teams player. That's just how I'm looking at it right now, because I even saw a little words be written about Zacchaeus on the team. And Tyler Scott is nowhere to be found. Look, I'm not saying the man's career is over. It's just that the timeline for how it worked out between you and the Chicago Bears, it just didn't work out. I think that he will be a cut candidate, though. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, I think so too. I think that, and I hope the best for Tyler Scott. Like I still think Tyler Scott has some talent. You look at Mooney, like he's gone somewhere else. He's playing pretty damn well. Like so, there's still always an opportunity, and that's the beauty about the NFL is like when you have talent. Sometimes it's a mixture of situations. Sometimes it's because they have just better guys ahead of you. Like even now bringing in Luther Burden. That wasn't something that they necessarily thought was going to happen when they drafted Tyler Scott, right? Like they thought that Tyler Scott was going to come here and help do some things. So it's going to be special teams if he's on this team, but if not, you hope that speed is something that another team looks at and they say you can help us with that speed or something, bro.
That's exactly what I was going to go for. That's it. That was one of the things I was gonna vouch for him for. You can't coach the speed. Maybe
Yeah.
somebody can bring him in, coach him up a little bit, give him some opportunity, and then he'd be able to take advantage of it. Because to Haize's point, Darnell Mooney got down there in Atlanta. He had a good season like this past season. Now he should be good to move on throughout his career. It's not the end for Tyler Scott though.
Yeah, he's gonna have to prove himself, man, and hopefully he can do that. Any last thoughts, Bob, before we get up out of here?
Hey man, we appreciate y'all for always tuning in to the show, man. Make sure y'all hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. It's much appreciated for the support during the dog days of the summer before we get back to actual sports.
Yeah, man, it's right around the corner, bro. Look, we asked for games, but then football start. Basketball preseason starts about 3-4 weeks after that, and then we're gonna be right back where we don't see our families for 2-3 days in a row because we're down here doing games.
On the real, it's gonna be going crazy. I'll be like, "Fuck it, we in there. Give me another brew. We in."
But we appreciate y'all for sticking it out with us, man. Make sure you're following us at Shy Bears Central. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns. ChicagoBearsCentral@gmail.com. Lastly, if you want to leave a text message and our voicemail for the mailbag, number to do so 242-9336 with your number one spot for everything Chicago Bears related. See y'all in the next one.